Did you know Illinois hides landscapes so extreme they feel impossible for the Midwest? A hill that barely looks climbable, yet changes everything around it. Ground that can collapse without warning. Rivers that once ran the wrong way. Earthquakes powerful enough to bend the Mississippi itself. Illinois looks flat, ordinary, predictable. But that's the illusion. Beneath these fields lies a land scarred by ancient ice, violent floods, buried oceans, and forces that reshaped America long before cities existed. Some of these secrets are invisible, others are hiding in plain sight. And by the time we reach the final fact, you'll realize why this state was never as calm or as safe as it appears. Let's begin. Number 25. Illinois' remarkable flatness. Illinois is one of the flattest places in the United States, ranking second only to Florida. Across nearly 58,000 square miles, the land rises and falls by just about 600 feet, creating an almost uninterrupted horizon. This unusual flatness is the legacy of the Ice Age, when massive glaciers repeatedly scraped the landscape smooth and left behind deep layers of fertile loess soil. That soil became the foundation of the Corn Belt, allowing Illinois to produce over 15% of America's corn every year. The flat terrain also made it easier to build highways, railroads, and sprawling farms with remarkable efficiency. For residents, this means long, straight drives across open fields. But it also brings risk, as water has nowhere to escape during heavy rains, making floods a constant threat. Number 24. Charles Mound, Illinois' quiet summit. At just 1,235 feet above sea level, Charles Mound is the highest natural point in Illinois. A humble summit compared to other states, yet geographically significant. Located in Joe Daviess County, it sits within the Driftless area, a rare region untouched by glaciers during the Ice Age. While most of Illinois was flattened, this pocket resisted erosion, preserving rolling hills and ancient bedrock. The surrounding area is sparsely populated, with small towns relying on farming and tourism. Charles Mound matters not for its height, but for what it represents. Proof that Illinois' landscape is not uniformly flat. Its private ownership limits access to select weekends, turning each visit into an event that connects locals and visitors to a quieter, older version of the state's geography. Number 23. The lowest point. Cairo's fragile geography. Illinois' lowest elevation lies at Cairo, where the Mississippi and Ohio rivers merge just 279 feet above sea level. This confluence sits on a vast floodplain shaped by post-glacial river shifts, making it both fertile and dangerously vulnerable. Historically, Cairo thrived as a river trade hub, but repeated flooding and economic change caused its population to collapse by more than 70% since 1960. Today, fewer than 2,000 residents live behind massive levees, constantly monitoring river levels. Nationally, this point matters because it anchors one of America's most important inland shipping routes, moving tens of millions of tons of cargo each year. Locally, daily life revolves around flood defenses, where geography dictates survival, resilience, and uncertainty. Number 22. Illinois' extreme north-south stretch. Illinois stretches nearly 390 miles from north to south, creating dramatic geographic and climatic contrasts within a single state. The northern border near Wisconsin experiences harsh winters and lake-effect snow, while the southern tip near Cairo feels subtropical heat and longer growing seasons. This vertical length crosses multiple ecological zones from prairies to forests and wetlands. Population density shifts sharply along this axis, from Chicago's dense urban core to sparsely populated southern counties. Economically, this diversity allows Illinois to support everything from dairy farms in the north to orchards and vineyards in the south. For residents, it means that Illinois weather depends entirely on where you live, sometimes feeling like two different states stitched together. Number 21. The east-west breadth of Illinois. From Indiana to the Mississippi River, Illinois spans about 210 miles east to west, a width that shaped how the state moves, trades, and connects. This stretch crosses glacial plains, river valleys, and agricultural heartlands, tying together 102 counties with vastly different population densities. Interstates and rail lines cut straight across this breadth, allowing grain from western farms to reach global markets efficiently. Eastern Illinois leans more urban and industrial, while the west remains deeply agricultural. For everyday life, this geography means long commutes for rural residents and logistical advantages for businesses. The state's width doesn't just define distance, It defines economic balance between city centers and countryside. Number 20. Illinois' Lake Michigan shoreline. Illinois may be landlocked on most sides, but its 63-mile Lake Michigan shoreline functions like an inland coast. Carved by glaciers, this freshwater edge supplies drinking water to millions, including Chicago's entire population. Lake Michigan also acts as a climate regulator, softening temperature extremes and shaping seasonal weather patterns. Economically, the shoreline fuels tourism, shipping, and recreation worth billions annually. Residents experience it through beaches, harbors, and waterfront neighborhoods, yet storms can turn the lake violent with waves rivaling ocean swells. This shoreline matters globally too, as part of a system holding over 1/5 of Earth's surface freshwater, making its protection a national priority. Number 19. The Chicago River Reversal. In one of the most audacious engineering feats in American history, Illinois reversed the flow of the Chicago River in 1900. Instead of draining into Lake Michigan, the river was redirected toward the Mississippi system to protect the city's drinking water. This project reshaped regional hydrology, linking the Great Lakes to the Gulf of Mexico. It fueled Chicago's explosive growth while preventing deadly waterborne diseases. Today, barges, kayaks, and tour boats travel a river that flows against nature's original design. The reversal solved one crisis but created new ecological challenges, including invasive species. It stands as proof that Illinois doesn't just adapt to geography, it sometimes rewrites it. Number 18. The Shawnee Hills, Southern Illinois' uplift. The Shawnee Hills rise unexpectedly from southern Illinois, breaking the state's flat stereotype. This rugged region escaped glaciation, allowing erosion to carve rolling hills, cliffs, and forested ridges over millions of years. The terrain supports rich biodiversity and a thriving wine and ecotourism industry. For residents, the hills provide cooler microclimates, scenic trails, and a sense of separation from the prairie plains to the north. Geographically, the Shawnee Hills matter because they preserve ancient rock layers erased elsewhere by ice. They are a reminder that Illinois' landscape is not uniform, but layered, fractured, and shaped by survival against geological forces. Number 17. The driftless area's untouched terrain. Northwestern Illinois' Wars. Driftless area is a geological anomaly. While glaciers flattened most of the Midwest, this region was bypassed entirely, leaving behind steep valleys, sharp ridges, and deep river cuts. Covering about 200 square miles, it feels more like Appalachia than the Midwest. Small farming towns cling to hillsides, shaped by erosion rather than ice. This terrain supports rare ecosystems and endangered species found nowhere else in the state. For locals, the driftless area means winding roads, dramatic views, and isolation from modern sprawl. Its existence proves that Illinois' geography wasn't shaped by a single event, but by what glaciers missed. Number 16. Cahokia Mounds. America's forgotten metropolis. Near modern-day St. Louis lie the Cahokia Mounds, the remains of the largest prehistoric city north of Mexico. Built around 1000 AD on Mississippi floodplains, this complex once housed up to 20,000 people. Its massive earthworks relied on precise geographic planning, aligning with solar events and river systems. Cahokia's location allowed control of trade routes across North America. Today, the site reshapes our understanding of indigenous urban planning and agriculture. Visitors climbing Monk's Mound stand atop centuries of human engineering, surrounded by suburbs. Cahokia proves Illinois wasn't empty wilderness before Europeans. It was once the center of a powerful civilization. Number 15. The Tully Monster's Ancient Sea. Illinois' state fossil. The Tully Monster comes from a time when the region lay beneath a shallow tropical sea. Preserved in the Mazon Creek fossil beds, this strange creature dates back 300 million years and defies easy classification. Its discovery highlights Illinois' deep geological past, when swampy waters eventually formed coal seams that powered industrial America. Fossil hunting became part of local culture, blending science with curiosity. The Tully Monster matters because it reveals how dramatically Illinois has changed, from ocean floor to farmland. Every fossil unearthed reminds residents that beneath their feet lies a world older than dinosaurs. Number 14. Buried oceans beneath the prairie. Deep below Illinois' flat fields are layers of rock formed by ancient oceans that covered the region hundreds of millions of years ago. These marine sediments contain fossils, oil, gas, and coal that shaped the state's economy. Drilling and mining revealed crinoids, shells, and coral locked inside limestone. This hidden geography supports energy production but also raises concerns about groundwater and land stability. Farmers sometimes uncover fossils while plowing, casually touching deep time. These buried seas explain why Illinois became both an agricultural and industrial powerhouse. Its surface feeds the nation, while its depths fuel it. Number 13. Ottawa's world-class silica sand. Near Ottawa, Illinois holds one of the purest silica sand deposits on Earth. Formed from ancient beaches, this sandstone is nearly pure quartz, making it critical for glass, electronics, and energy production. Millions of tons are mined and shipped globally each year. This geology ties rural Illinois directly to smartphones, solar panels, and industrial manufacturing worldwide. For nearby communities, the industry provides jobs, but also environmental tension over dust and land use. This quiet Midwestern sand proves that Illinois' geology doesn't just shape farms. It supports modern global technology in ways most residents never see. Number 12. The Illinois River Corridor. The Illinois River cuts 273 miles across the state, connecting Lake Michigan to the Mississippi River system. Carved by catastrophic glacial floods, it became a natural transportation artery long before modern infrastructure. Today, it carries massive volumes of agricultural and industrial cargo. Towns along its banks depend on the river for commerce, recreation, and identity. At the same time, runoff and pollution threaten its ecosystem. Daily life here balances fishing and boating with conservation efforts. The Illinois River isn't just water, it's the spine that links the state's economy to the rest of the continent. Number 11. Illinois, inside Tornado Alley. Illinois experiences an average of 50 tornadoes each year, placing it firmly within Tornado Alley. Its flat terrain allows warm Gulf air and cold northern air to collide violently. Some of the deadliest tornadoes in U.S. history struck Illinois communities, reshaping building codes and emergency planning. Urban and rural areas alike prepare with sirens, drills, and shelters. For residents, tornado season brings tension and vigilance, but also a strong community response. Geography here directly influences risk and resilience. Illinois storms are a reminder that calm prairies can become deadly in minutes. Number 10. The New Madrid Seismic Threat. Southern Illinois sits near the New Madrid seismic zone, capable of producing some of the strongest earthquakes in North America. The massive quakes of 1811 to 1812 reshaped rivers and were felt across the continent. Though quiet today, the fault remains active beneath the surface. Modern cities and infrastructure face risks few residents consider daily. Emergency planners monitor the region closely, knowing a major quake would have national consequences. This hidden danger contrasts sharply with Illinois' peaceful landscape, proving that the greatest geographic threats are often invisible until they strike. Number 9. Illinois' legendary fertile soil. Illinois' fame as an agricultural giant rests on its extraordinary soil. Drummer silty clay loam, formed from glacial deposits and prairie roots, holds nutrients and moisture with rare efficiency. This soil supports millions of acres of corn and soybeans, feeding global markets. Generations of farmers built livelihoods on this natural advantage. Yet erosion and climate pressure threaten its future. For residents, the soil is both identity and inheritance. Illinois' flatland matters because what lies on top of it, some of the richest soil on Earth, feeds the nation. Number 8. Shawnee National Forest's Wild Core. Shawnee National Forest covers nearly 289,000 acres of southern Illinois, preserving landscapes untouched by glaciers. Its cliffs, forests, and wetlands shelter remarkable biodiversity. For rural communities, the forest drives tourism and recreation-based economies. It also plays a crucial role in carbon absorption and watershed protection. Locals hike, hunt, and camp within a landscape that feels worlds away from cornfields. Shawnee matters because it protects what remains wild in a heavily cultivated state, serving as Illinois' ecological anchor. Number 7. Garden of the Gods Ancient Stone. Garden of the Gods showcases dramatic sandstone formations shaped over hundreds of millions of years. Balanced rocks and towering bluffs draw hikers from across the Midwest. These formations reveal how erosion sculpts landscapes slowly and relentlessly. For nearby towns, tourism provides economic lifelines. Visitors feel small standing beneath stone shaped long before humans existed. The site educates and inspires, reminding Illinois residents that deep time is written into their land. Its beauty, forged by patience. Number 6. Starved Rock's Glacial Canyons. Starved Rock State Park features deep canyons carved rapidly by glacial meltwater. Waterfalls cascade through sandstone walls, transforming with the seasons. Millions visit annually, making it one of Illinois' most beloved natural sites. Its geography demonstrates how sudden events can create lasting beauty. For locals, it's a weekend escape. For scientists, a lesson in erosion. Starved Rock proves Illinois' quiet landscape hides dramatic forces frozen in time. Number 5. Mississippi Palisades Towering Bluffs. Along the Mississippi River, limestone bluffs rise sharply above the water, defying Illinois' flat reputation. These cliffs support rare plants and serve as migratory bird corridors. Towns nearby benefit from scenic tourism and conservation. Standing atop the bluffs reveals the river's true scale and power. This geography reminds residents that Illinois' borders are as dramatic as its interior is subtle. Number 4. Rend Lake's Engineered Waters. Rend Lake is a massive man-made reservoir built for flood control, water supply, and recreation. Its creation reshaped southern Illinois' hydrology. Communities depend on it for fishing, boating, and drought protection. It demonstrates how humans manipulate geography to survive and thrive. Yet it also shows the trade-offs of altering natural systems. Rend Lake blends necessity with leisure. Number 3. The Chain o' Lakes Network. Formed by retreating glaciers, the Chain o' Lakes is a maze of interconnected waterways near Chicago. It supports recreation, wildlife, and suburban life. Millions visit yearly, making it one of the state's busiest freshwater systems. The lakes illustrate how ice-shaped modern lifestyles. For residents, water is central to identity and economy. Number 2. Illinois' Little Grand Canyon. Hidden in Shawnee National Forest, Little Grand Canyon cuts sharply into the land, descending hundreds of feet in a short distance. Water erosion carved its walls, creating one of the state's most dramatic landscapes. Hikers experience exhaustion and awe in equal measure. It challenges assumptions about Illinois' terrain, proving extremes exist beyond the plains. Number 1. Illinois' Climatic Divide. Illinois' geography creates striking climate variation from north to south. Snowy winters dominate the north, while southern Illinois experiences longer summers and heavier rainfall. This gradient shapes agriculture, settlement patterns, and daily life. Most residents live in the cooler north, while southern regions adapt to heat and storms. This diversity defines Illinois' resilience. One state, many climates, many landscapes, all shaped by geography. Geography shapes power, people, and the future, often in ways we never see coming. At WorldSpark, we break down the forces beneath the headlines, from hidden landscapes to shifting populations. If this sparked your curiosity, subscribe now, because understanding the world is how you stay ahead.